Hey there, so today we have another review. This is from the Vintage Sour Beers. This is Bruery Terreux Gypsy Tart. So Flemish style brown ale. I mean, this 2016, this beer is 10 years old. I have a little cold. Ideal serving temperature is 45. Pour delicately, because can't pour delicately. I probably should have put it in the fridge laying up, but I had it laying on its side. So that don't help at all. All the sentiment's gonna be mixed in there. Let's see how it turns out. Not too bad. Carb on it is not great. Yeah, I got a little bit of carb on there, but ideally, this is. I mean, these beers are meant to be pretty bulletproof. I mean, the Flemish style brown ale, which would be like Oud Bruin. Yeah, these are meant to like age. So we'll see how the guy goes. 10 years old. Yeah, you got a little bit of carbon on that when I swirled it a little bit, but not a great head. Wonderful kind of medium brown color. Yeah, smells pretty good. Big malty characteristics to it, especially for sour beer. So it's got a little bit of oxidative character. Yeah, but also like I get a good amount of like caramel, honey. I mean, that's just the oxidative character of all these like whatever malts they use in there. Yeah, sweetness. It's got a really sticky honeyed sweetness, which is very interesting. Which I think is one of those oxidative flavor notes. Yeah. And then underneath you get some. I got on the nose. I also got a good amount of like just dark fruit, stewed plums, dates, prunes, goji berry. A little bit of like this spritziness too, so some good amount of this kind of balsamic slash apple cider vinegar character. Nice depth of malt character. And that's just a lot of honey. A lot of honey, which is very interesting. Ooh, this beer's sour. Yeah. Could use a little bit more like lively carb to it. I mean, that's the big one with a lot of these sour guys that have the dump. It's just flat. It's not flat, but it's it's pretty much flat almost. It's almost flat. Yeah, nice. Big sourness up front. A lot of times I lean more towards apple cider vinegar, especially beers in the Flemish realm, where they have like, a good amount of acetic acid to it. This one's leaning on like a real fruity balsamic. Yeah, very fruity balsamic character. They have other, like, wine. A red wine vinegar. Yeah, red wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar. Less so than big apple cider vinegar in flavor. Get some of that maltiness in the back end. A little bit of like toasted character. A little bit of cocoa. Almost leaning toward Tootsie Roll. That kind of like brownish, toasty malt character. Hawthorn, those like Hawthorn fruit candy discs. If you're Asian, you know what those are. And then a lot of those like fruits I was smelling. So dark cherries, prunes, dates, plum, tart plum. Almost like that kind of like Japanese fermented dry plum. A little bit lacking carb. I also, too, now taste maybe a little bit of that light honey character, but it's very much dominant on the nose. Or it was one of the dominant flavors on the nose. As I drink it more, I seem to like the carb and the mouthfeel a little bit better, so it's not as like zippy. Also, has a little bit more zippiness to it and showing off a little bit more carb complexity. Now that it's not like ice cold straight out of the fridge. It's a nice sipper. I'm a worried though. It is very, very, very sour. So, that's a fun beer. That's nice. I mean, definitely past its prime. I mean, can't imagine how, it had to have tasted way better when fresh, but it's quite nice. I will say it's just a little bit too dominated by acid now. I'm sure before I had a little bit more dark fruit complexity and malt complexity to it too. So I could sip at it, but I'm probably not going to be able to finish the bottle. It's just very, very sour. Very dominated by that, like, balsamic red wine vinegar flavor. You know what? I'll pour a little bit more in the glass. I'll sip on it, let it warm up, see how I like it. But I can't imagine I'm finishing the bottle. Still quite nice. Let's go with the 80. Let's go with an 80. 80. That's Gypsy Tart from a Bruery Terreux. Not all of them are hits. I was hoping that this one would be a hit, but, I'll enjoy some of it. Cheers later.